Hello everyone, Pally here, and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we are starting our Cassia deep dive. Over the course of the next few videos, I'm going to be showing you a wide variety of builds that you could try out in the Nexus with Cassia. Something that made me a little sad doing research for this character is she is very rarely played right now. In order to get a good sample size of her talents, I literally looked at the past 8 patches all together, and it was still only just a couple thousand games here or there. Not a lot of love for our Amazonian in the Nexus, and I hope this maybe starts to change your mind, because she is a very fun character. In today's video, we are going to be focusing on the Avoidance build for Cassia. This is her trait, and there's a lot of really fun things that she can do with it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you do, hit that thumbs up button. You can find more of our deep dive videos down in the video description. And without any further ado, let's jump into today's match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the Volskaya Foundry today. At level 1, I'm going to go for Thunderstroke, increase the damage of Lightning Fury by 20. And then every time I land my Q on an enemy, it's also going to give us 1.5 extra damage on our Q ability. Friendly team today, Cassia, Artanas, Diablo, Vala, and Lucio. Enemy team, Mama Morales, Diablo, Artanas, Avather, and Salami. Wow, it's actually kind of a mirror match for our front line here. This will be interesting. Swaps might be going off everywhere. So our Q ability is straight line skill shot. If it hits an enemy, it then forks off to the sides as well. Our W ability can blind any opponent inside of its circle. Our trait gives me armor as I move, so that's very important to always be doing your best marine micro possible. You son of a bitch. All right, he's not mine build. We're okay. It's important to always be doing your best marine micro possible so you can keep your trait up. And if you can do all of that, you can actually trade extremely well into enemies. Our E ability is Fend. It jumps me towards a target, and then I can deal damage in a cone. I'm about to show you one of the only uses for it that we're going to have today, which is trying to clear a minion wave with it. If I blind an enemy, I deal 15% more damage to them. So if you can get multiple blinds on your team, like a Johanna, Ariel has some good blind talents. If you can get those all going in the same comp, Cassia can really start to pop off. And maybe we'll get someone to play around that later today. For this game, we are going to be pretty self-sufficient, or at least that's the goal. We are focusing on our, basically, trait. There are a bunch of talents for it throughout the levels, and they all do some pretty good things. We're coming up on one pretty soon at level 4. Dang, I really thought that was going to give us enough XP. Hold on, there's one. At level 4. We are going to regenerate 7 health while Avoidance is active, which just means moving. And then once Avoidance is capped, when we have 30 armor, it's going to give us even more. One thing about Fend is I believe it stops us from losing Avoidance at that moment, which is kind of nice. So basically, every time Artanas steps up, we're going to put a Q into him. He's not trying to trade too hard, neither am I, but I get infinite scaling off of him if he's not trading into me. And he has to go in pretty hard if he wants to continue to scale. Looks like our friendly team might be getting something about, just swap me in. Just swap me in. Oh, now you want to go in. Now that you have a space slug, friend. That's kind of fucked up. Respect the 1v1. Of course, we can blind him with our W ability, and that's going to cut down a lot of his damage potential at the same time. Mama Morales rotated down to the bottom lane as well. Almost set up our Diablo for success there. You need to be careful with that. Rather than focusing on the tanky boy up front, we just go straight for the squishy Salami on the back line. Objectives up. We're the first ones here, and we don't even need to leave to go heal. We just keep moving. I have a portable regen globe. It's kind of nice. Diablo's fighting our friendly Artanas in lane above us. I'm staring at the mini-map, and I don't see anyone else, which is a little unnerving. Abather is pushing the top lane with that top hat of his. Wait, great setup by Diablo here. Let's see if we can capitalize on this, chasing after Kael'thas, who did get the mercenary camp to help me out. The Abather top hat might actually save him, and yes, indeed it does. Now, I am way too far forward, so let's start backing up a little bit. But that's the kind of confidence we can have on this character, which is kind of uncommon for an assassin, in my opinion. Kind of fun. We're at 85% on the objective right now. The enemy team's starting to move in a little bit to stop us. I'm going to focus more on these guys back here than I am on that Diablo, who was just trying to pull our attention away. Diablo is extremely low on health and is going to be taken down, as Salami is also spamming out those living bombs everywhere around him. Now that we're level 7, we can actually build up a charge, kind of how I would explain it, on our trait whenever we take damage. And as you can see here, it even works for minions. It doesn't have to be heroes hitting me, it's anyone hitting me. My trait will build up, and then once that's totally full, we can then activate it to deal damage in a circle around us. This allows us to use Fend to get close to an enemy just to set us up for the explosion with Avoidance as well. And it means I'm going to trade even easier with characters like Artanis if they try to move in and commit and actually fight me. We are really, really good at countering anyone that needs to auto-attack. I'm just going to continue to push these lanes to the best of my ability while the team is busy, although that was a good danger ping because we don't see anyone on the enemy team. Diablo emerging from above. We're getting a lot of stacks here. Looks like the objective's mostly done, and I'm just going to keep taking pot shots at these guys if they're not respecting my range, which I don't have much range, so there's not a lot to respect, to be honest with you. We have one of the shorter auto-attack ranges in the game, but I want to say, didn't they nerf it because Cassia had that auto-attack bounce bullshit that she was doing for a hot minute? Got adjusted a little bit. That was years and years ago. That's just loose data floating around the memory banks. Looks like the friendly Artanis was taken down. I'm going to continue to push the bottom lane here if possible. The enemy team does have that Abathur who's going to be soaking all of the time as well. If I can gobble up this XP, I mean, split soaking is not my forte, but I can try at least. Maybe we can convince this guy to leave. If he comes back in and trades with me, we can just go ahead and pop our trait and get the minion wave moving even faster. Artanis does not have very good lane clear, so we at least have that advantage against their guy that's trying to split soak right now. And if he's going to keep standing here, yay, thank you! Kind of easy damage, to be honest with you. All right, we can just kind of roll out of this. We're still healing as we go. Nothing too scary going on here. I do think I'm going to take Ball Lightning in this particular game. The enemy team has double front line, which is one of the reasons I'm leaning into it a bit more. If enemies are close to each other or close to me, I can get my ultimate bouncing. Whoop, 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 whoop. Where are you going? Almost. Don't worry, I've done that thing too. Let's get the ball out, maybe. Ah, I tried to fend and it didn't work. Here we go. Ball is in play. We're going to keep sending our Q out to the best of our ability. Mama Morales has been flipped over by Diablo, but it looks like she is going to make an escape. Our Artanis dying on the front line as well. The enemy team in full pursuit now. Are we going to see a good swap? I hope not. All right. Well, enemy team winning that first team fight pretty wholeheartedly. We do have a camp here that we could get, but I'm going to continue to soak if possible. They do know I'm here now. Diablo's rotating down as well. I'm just going to try to keep eyes on these guys as they're moving towards us. Fend back in. He's in kind of a bad spot here, actually. If I can get a little closer, we can trade on Kilthas. Just keep moving forward with the auto attacks. And keep the Qs rolling out too. We are capable of some very good, not only sustained damage, but like chase damage on this character. And it's actually going to get better as we hit level 13 as well. The ball is out. Let's see if it continues to bounce in between this two. So far, so good. That's another reason to use it against this team. They have Mama Morales, who's going to need to stack up close to her allies. The living bombs are being spread quite a lot. We do need to take that threat seriously. I'm going to try to clear the bottom lane before I move up. Trait is ready. I don't want to use it here, though, if possible. Maybe I'll sit back for one more wave. Try to get to 13. That's going to be a pretty big advantage for the home team. That could have sucked. Glad it didn't. Whoop, that could have sucked. Why are they all bottom? Hello? Why are 3 people on your team bottom during a top objective? What? They are starting to move up now. Diablo already on point. Ball in position. We can cut these guys off. We also have 2 turrets for the friendly team as well. And we have a mercenary camp pushing. So I'm going to keep getting these pot shots in with my Q while I can. Pretty easy damage. We're not too afraid of their lockdown just yet. Of course, if Artanis gets a good swap. Whoop! That's all she wrote for me. Diablo continuing to stand on the point. Let's go ahead and try to drop a blind on that engagement. That was a very good setup by the enemy team's Diablo. Don't forget to drop your turrets. Don't forget to drop your turrets. Abathur is coming into the fight now. We just saw an attempted swap from the enemy Artanis. I do have my trait damage. I'm going to wait just a second. Here we go. Try to focus down the Kael'thas on the back line with it. Moving back in towards the beefy Diablo. We have trait yet again. I'm going to have to keep moving here as I dip back towards Sippy Cup because we are taking a bit too much damage. And as we get War Traveler, I can instantly mount and maneuver around these fights a little bit faster and a little bit easier. We do see Mama Morales once again keeping Kael'thas' health extremely high. Enemy Diablo taking way too much damage from those towers. That's not going to work out. That doesn't fly here, my dude. Morales is trying desperately to keep Artanis alive. My goal right now is just to separate these two, but unfortunately he just used me as a bouncing board to get back to his healer. Pretty decisive fight there. I'm going to split off because I just found my target. Where did he go? He already backed up. Wait, is the enemy team actually moving back in? Whoa, I'm coming! I'm coming! We got it! Alright, I believed in them the whole time. They didn't need me. They didn't need me. We have 53 stacks in our queue right now, which is giving us 99.5 extra damage. And remember, you can cleave down the entirety of the defensive walls here at every structure. You just aim for the wall and your thing pierces each side. It's actually quite nice. Looks like Abathur probably backed up behind the wall, but I'm still going to continue to push this lane anyway. Does he have Mule? He does. He does. Okay. So he's going to be healing any buildings that we don't fully commit to taking down. The objective up in the top lane still has 68% of its health left. Let's keep shoving this down and see if I can spot this. He's taunting me. He wants me to go in. We don't ever give anything what they want in this game. Except for viewers like you. Try to give you guys what you want all the time. Am I walking on mines? Nice. Happy little surprise. The objective is almost done. We do see a stim happening on the enemy Artanis right now, but that was seemingly short-lived. I'm kind of afraid to jump super in on Diablo here, but I'm going to keep poking at the back line as best I can. Our friendly team is about a quarter of a level ahead, and we just hit level 16. This is where we're going to get static electricity. So our Fend can also fire off bolts, and we have even more Qs to throw around here. Abathur just burrowed, which probably means he's ulting, which probably means I can kill him. Let's see. We'll find out. But all right, GG. And then we'll just instantly mount and get out of here before these guys rotate down on me. Maybe go up and join the team if it looks like they're sandwiching it a little bit. I think we're chilling. This is pretty easy for us to take right now. I will... Yeah, I'll just keep soaking. I'm chilling. I feel like I'm having a nice chill game. Enemy team matching us on the map. They are going to get their turret as well. They also caught up on XP. No surprise there. Our level 13 talent gives us that instant mount, and I'm still of the opinion that Yrel should have been the only character that had this. I think it's cool as fuck for one character. I mean, I don't know. It's just way less unique when more people can do it. It is extremely useful, not only for moving around the map, but also for moving in team fights as well. If someone gets slightly out of your range, a quick mount into a Fend could be all you need to continue the chase for quite a while, and keep yourself in range for the ball lightning as well. The enemy team did take down our bottom building. I'm going to use my trait damage that we have built up to finish off that tower. And I'm going to back up a little bit here. I didn't know exactly where they were rotating in from, and I was kind of scared. Although they seem to be just kind of moving as a very, very condensed pack, which is going to make my level 20 talent choice even easier, to be honest with you. We'll help clear this lane and get moving. I'm kind of just waiting on the next objective to show up. We've taken everything on the map that we can easily, and this should be a pretty easy push for us. I can move up to top and kill that mercenary camp if we need. They're just not moving. If I do that, Abathur's going to make a copy in the lane. Maybe we just let it ride, dude. If we just give that up, maybe that's okay. Enemy team is showing on the left side. 4 of them riding in tandem over towards us. We want to be the last target they focus, so I'm going to wait for some abilities to get used before I move out. We just ulted? And it landed? Wait, what? How does that work? Why does every single one of my ults... We ulted so he could see him up top. That's brilliant. Wait a minute. That's fucking awesome. We're going to jump on to the back line here. Unfortunately, it looks like my ult was pretty short-lived. The treadmill causing some problems with my pathing. I don't know how Morales is still alive, but she is still planted firm in the middle of this team fight. Is Kael'thas going to be able to get away? Well, that peel from Diablo is certainly going to help. Diablo flipping me over to the other side of him now. We'll just use our trait and pop that bad boy instantly. The enemy team now definitely on the back foot. I'll head up to the top lane. I'll get that. I'll take care of it. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. Keep it up. We are definitely going to take Infinite Lightning. Ball Lightning can now bounce indefinitely. And each time it does bounce, it's going to reduce the cooldown of my ultimate by 4 seconds. We're already just looking at a 60-second cooldown with this. If we get just a few good bounces, we can actually have multiple balls moving around the team fight at the same time. It is intoxicating when that happens. It feels so good. Friendly team is moving in on that bottom objective, and I am moving down to join them. Morales respawning right. Nah, maybe I hit this. Get some good value out of the arcs. They have a way out now, too. I don't want to do anything too crazy, considering our front line is all in the big-ass robot right now. What am I supposed to call that? The back? If Artanis moves up, though, if he wants to stick in here, we could do quite a lot of damage. Vala flanking on the side. Extremely effectively! Holy shit! Okay, I'm just gonna back up. We're just gonna instantly mount. Kite back to our team. I'll keep this lane moving if possible. They're doing a good job of making sure we get the full duration out of the mech, and they're doing a really good job of poking at the enemy team from a distance, protecting that health bar. The duration has now ended, though. So if we think we could still get value, let's stay. If not, we can easily clear back and take these turrets to our right. I'm just going to stay mounted and see how it goes. See which way the wind takes us here. The mule is repairing middle, so they are going to get this back to full health unless we take it down, but again, that might not be the end of the world. That might be just fine. We are seeing the laser beam coming out from the friendly Artanis. I was way too close to the enemy Diablo there. Go ahead and trait. Blind. Ball is still bouncing. It is still bouncing. We have a second ball out right now. Oh, I never spawned! No! I was getting pushed around too much. But the damage has already been done, and the friendly team is moving in for the kill. No one left standing. That's probably going to do it for today's match. Vala on core is pretty hard to deal with, especially if the team moves in and helps them. But it seems as though we're fucking emoting instead of doing that. All right. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. talents we in for in today's game. Thunderstroke, Plate of the Whales, Surge of Light, Ball Lightning, War Traveler, Static Electricity. I love those extra charges. I feel like I really come online at level 16. It feels great. Into Infinite Lightning. Most teams won't group up that much for the Lightning, but every now and then you get the perfect storm of characters that just have to stay together, and you can really just decimate them. Here's stats for the game as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. You can find more of our deep dive series in the video description. And I'll see you all again with more Cassia very soon.